Hello, Eagle fans. Hey, here you're going to see that's Guardian flying in and Liberty was lying down. And this is kind of typical recently of Guardian in the morning. He'll come in and root around Liberty looking to see if there is an egg. And so far there has not been. So let's talk about that today. And a few of the ways that I see this potentially playing out for this year. I'll tell you right up front that I am seeing some mixed signals regarding reproductive hormones. I've seen the eagles mating as recently as night before last in the nest. Guardian and Liberty have both been bringing fluff, and Guardian more so the twigs. Guardian's bringing some food in, but not quite as common. The thing that bothers me is that Liberty is spending more and more time alternating between standing and lying in the nest at night, and that might be construed as false incubation, which is a trait where an eagle will display incubation type of traits without there being eggs in the nest. Let's take a look at where we are on the timeline. This is a chart that I published a couple weeks ago to show some potential environmental reasons why egg laying might be delayed, anywhere from 10 days to 28 days, and then a range beyond those, or for a second clutch of eggs. In this timeline, the normal time that Liberty would lay eggs is long past. That was February 5th to around February 22nd. That would have been a late third egg. Right now, we are in that red box, March 10th to 13th. The 10th is the one time that Liberty laid a second clutch first egg. And March 13th is the only time she laid a second clutch second egg. So we are fast approaching March 13th, the last or latest date that Liberty has ever laid an egg. And since the mid-2000s, when records began, Liberty has never failed to lay an egg. So let's take a look at some reasons and some potential outcomes for what might happen this year. I'll be going through the scenarios I see for the rest of the years. And while I do that, I will be showing you some video clips that I've captured. There is Guardian coming in, and you'll see that Liberty's feathers on her back, the mantle feathers, are a bit ruffled. Lately, and now I know that all eagles will go beak to beak, and there are many theories as to what that means. But I have noticed recently that Liberty and Guardian have been doing that more, and that it is both a longer duration, more frequent, and more intense. So again, I don't know what it means. Maybe it's pair bonding, maybe it's not, but this is what you will be seeing clips of. So we'll go over 4 scenarios that I have here with science to back them. And 2 of the scenarios, the first 2 here, will be where an egg, there is potential for an egg to be laid still this season, and 2 where an egg will not be laid this season. So scenario 1 is a delayed egg due to environmental factors. We know that Liberty and Guardian have been up against a lot this year. They lost their nest and had to rebuild it. There have been heavy rains around Redding and flooding in the river. These types of natural occurrences, environmental occurrences, can delay the egg laying window by up to 4 weeks or 28 days. So as you see at the bottom there, the egg window with delay is anywhere from February 19th to March 19th. So within a week, we are pretty much out of that 4-week delay window. So this next week from the 12th to 19th will be critical. Scenario 2 is that eggs have been delayed because Liberty is preparing a second clutch. Now you may say, a second clutch? We didn't see it first. That's true. And I had to do some research, and according to some sources, there have been at least one case where eggs formed within the female and broke within the female, so they were never laid, but a second clutch was witnessed. I think that, and you'll see the source there in the graphic, I think what we need to focus on, though, is if there's a second clutch, I go to my a great source, elfruler.com, where she has amassed data on second clutches. She says that the second clutch window is 7 to 28 days with an average of 20 days after loss of the first clutch. So again, there's another instance where we see that number up to 4 weeks. This alternative also underscores the criticality of the next week between March 12th and March 19th. Now let's look at 2 scenarios where eggs might not be laid. Scenario 3 is no eggs due to a skipped year. As mentioned, the nest falling, the rains, the flooding, there could have been enough environmental stress to cause Liberty to skip this year of reproduction. And you'll see the source there for that. Scenario 4, no eggs due to fertility senescence. In short, what that means is a decline in fertility due to age. Yes, my research shows that bald eagles don't necessarily stop laying eggs due to old age, but there is research that shows that older bald eagles may produce fewer eggs or eggs of lesser quality. So what does it all mean? Well, I still see mixed signs that show that there are reproductive hormones that are active, being nesting and bringing in twigs and fluff and food to the nest and standing in the nest. But it's very late, and I think that according to the science, our time is critical now up until the 19th. And I did input all the factors into AI and asked for the sources to come out. It's also agreeing that somewhere around the 3rd week of March, say up to the 21st, is kind of our late window for eggs. And AI suggested that up until the 31st of March might be possible as an extreme outlier, particularly with respect to the second clutch. But the AI and my study of the research shows that if we get to March 31, there really is virtually zero possibility of eggs. Let's all root for the best, but also be realistic. If you have questions, please leave a comment. I will do my best to answer. And as we try to stay optimistic, folks, until next time, be safe and be well.